Hey, what's up, you fool? Welcome into a new episode of The Luke Kelly Show. Thanks for hitting play. Thanks for showing up to this episode. You know what's super crazy? I always feel like I get to talk to you 2 days really quickly to start the week, and then days go by before I get to talk to you again. Sometimes I think maybe we should add another episode per week. And then other times I'm like, I struggle sometimes to come up with ideas for 2 shows a week. So for right now, we'll just keep it at 2 shows a week, and I'll just do that. Maybe when I get into a better routine at work, get into a little bit more of a comfortable space while I'm recording this podcast, until then, we'll just do 1 episode or 2 episodes, and then, down the line, maybe add a 3rd episode a week, because I do love recording this show. I really do. It's a little bit of everything that I've ever wanted to do when it's come to radio, talk about life, talk about things that are going on in the world. I mean, the way that I'm recording this podcast this week is just top notch. My legs are kicked up on my desk. The only thing that could make this more perfect is recording this podcast naked. That's a great image in your head right now. Me recording a podcast naked, talking to you. Yeah. You know what? If I do that, I'm going to make printouts. Huge canvases. Put them up for sale. A picture of me recording a podcast naked. Just what you wanted. Put it up above your fireplace. Your house value would go up if you did it. If you purchased one of those photos, at least go up by $10,000. Maybe negative $10,000. Okay? It would take away from your house value. Not that good looking of a dude. Not good looking at all. Whatever. So anyway, a little update on the poison ivy. It's kind of run its course. Skin is just red. It looks like I have sunburn now more than I have actual poison ivy. My skin is just so red. It feels so warm. Honestly, it feels more like a sunburn right now. I'm putting on lotion all the time to help cool the skin, to help it kind of rejuvenate a little bit, because I do have to say this, not only does it look like it, but it's starting to peel almost like it's a sunburn here. Man, I put my hand just now on a piece of my body that is red, and it feels 10 degrees warmer than the rest of my body. I don't know what it is. Hopefully the steroids wipe it out this week, because I think we're going on to week number 3 of this of the poison ivy. Maybe. I think so. I'm over it. Whatever, I'm over it. Let's move on. Let's stop talking about the damn poison ivy. Feel like you're probably annoyed with the poison ivy. If you're annoyed with it, think about how much more I'm annoyed with this freaking poison ivy right now. Some news broke last week in late night entertainment news. Late show host James Corden announced that he's going to be leaving after the 2023 season of his show. He did say that he came out and signed another year to his deal. I guess it was supposed to be up this year, but he's going to go through 2023. And I have to say this, James Corden, I didn't know who the hell he was when he first took over. And when he did take over, that was kind of in the days of me really watching late night television, like The Tonight Show, The Late Late Show, all these different ones. I was watching because I had a job where I was up a little bit later at night. So I would come home from work and I would watch these shows and I would laugh. I was like, this dude is different. Yeah, he has the accent, but he seems like he's having so much fun whenever he's doing his TV show. I mean, he's had so much success since he's come over here to do this, where they've had spin-off shows because of how good he is. Carpool Karaoke. Don't they do that on Apple TV Plus? I'm pretty sure they do. Because when you get in a car with your best friend, you sing at the top of your lungs all your favorite songs. especially when you go back to your days of you driving to school, maybe you going to hang out with some other friends on a Friday night, or maybe you're just driving around town on a Friday night. That was fun. You would sing with all your friends, and that's what you got when you got James Corden in a celebrity in a car singing a whole bunch of music. It was great. And sometimes people would say, oh, James Corden is trying to outshine the other artist that's in the car with them. He's just having fun. He's geeking out. It's like if you had the opportunity to be in a car singing with that musician, you would be acting the same way. You would be belting it. You would be singing over the artist because you're just that excited, and it shows. You know, there's a lot of people when it comes to being critics of late night television hosts or just TV personalities in general. I feel like James Corden gets bashed a lot for laughing, showing that he's having a good time. Jimmy Fallon, he gets bashed about it the whole time too. People just say, oh, he just laughs at his own jokes. They all look like they're having fun to me. Both of those guys. James Corden seems like he's always having fun. That's what you want. You want to have fun. When you could show up to work and be able to laugh that much, you're going to enjoy life that much and keep on laughing every single moment. It's not a filler. I want to be one of those dudes. Don't you want me to be one of those dudes? I don't, actually. I couldn't do it. I know I couldn't do it. You got to be super funny to do those shows. You got to write all day long. You got to come up with jokes all the time. Doing one of those would be really hard. It really would. I was just thinking, though, James Corden has really changed that time slot. Because, I mean, Jimmy Fallon came up. He did the Late Show or Late Night, whichever one that Seth Meyers does. He did that, and then he went to the Tonight Show, and he's had success. Seth Meyers is having a lot of success. I always thought that James Corden would have been the next guy up. He's just a good host. I really believe that. Now I'm trying to think of what would CBS do. When it comes to 2024, they have to have a new host in place for the Late Late Show. Who in the hell are they choosing? Because I really don't know many other show hosts out there, or very many comedians that would want to take that gig. That gig is hard to do. To do a TV show, to do a show 5 days a week is extremely hard. There's a lot of people that had once been a podcast host, once been a YouTube star that tried to transition over to TV or doing radio or something like that. And they don't realize the grind that comes with that daily show of being super funny, being on every single day. There's a lot more to it. I don't know who they would turn to. For some reason, I really do believe that CBS and some executives in the TV world are going to say, we need to try and get a younger audience. That's what we need to try and do. It's important for us to connect with a younger audience. You always hear, I maybe you don't hear this, but I always heard this being in the radio industry. What's the way that we can connect with a younger audience? The way that you connect with a younger audience is being on their platform. Not trying to steal someone away from their space and think that they're going to follow. Not doing that. You just got to show up where they're at and you got to execute it properly. I don't think that a TikTok star, because this is what I think they're going to try and do. They're going to try and find a TikTok star. They're going to try and find a YouTube star and put them on TV. That's just my gut feeling. And it's not going to work. That TikTok star, that YouTuber is going to last for a year. They'll give them a shot for a year, but it's not going to work. I think they should go a route of finding another comedian, maybe not one that was on SNL, but go out there and find another comedian. One that pops into my mind is Nikki Glazer. I think she's so funny. And her new TV show that's out on E, I forget what it's called. It's about her moving back to St. Louis and living with her parents. I think it's going to be funny. I always found her stand-up specials very funny. Whenever she does interviews, I'm always laughing. I bet you if that show goes well, they could offer her the gig. But even if they don't offer her the gig, that's who I think should actually take over. Nikki Glazer. Put her out there. She's one of the funniest people, man or woman, out there. And I only think there's like one female late night host right now. That's Samantha. I think she's on TBS, Samantha Bee. Maybe that's what it is. And maybe she doesn't even have her show anymore. But one of the funniest people out there, I've talked to you about this person before, is Bert Kreischer. And I'm super excited because Nora and I are going to see Bert at the KFC Yum Center in Louisville when he comes to town. It's sometime in June. But he does a podcast with Tom Segura, another comedian who's going to be in Louisville sometime soon. But they have a podcast called Two Bears, One Cave. And I saw this highlight floating around on their TikTok. And I just laughed. And I want you to listen so you could get a good laugh from it too.
Do you read books?
I mean, I have.
Do you do that for fun?
I would actually do it more if I wasn't as stressed and busy. You know what I mean? I do enjoy. I probably read the most books when I've had less to a vacation. I like reading. I like bringing a book on vacation.
Really?
Yeah, I like sitting around.
That's crazy.
What do you not like about that though?
The reading, the not talking, and just sitting there and reading.
That might be good for you.
It's fucking stupid. Just sit there and fucking look at something and read it, and you can listen to it. It's so much better to listen to it.
Yeah.
Or watch it. Watch it. What do you think? Be honest. If Instagram came out around the time of the Bible,
yeah.
Do you think that we'd even have books at all?
I don't know. That's such a crazy fucking formula that just popped into your head.
How much better is
I
TikTok
remember this.
than books?
I mean, where's Bert wrong? Nora's going to kill me for this. I'm not a reader. I have never been a reader in my life. The only time that I would pick up a book is when I had to in class. That is it. And it was never stuff that I would want to read. There's been like 2 books that I've actually read. One was a Joe Book. Not a Joe Book, but a Joe Buck book. You know, the announcer for... Well, he used to be on Fox. Now he's going to be on ESPN. And Colin Cowherd. Those are the only 2 books that I've read start to finish. Other than that, why the hell would you want to read? I mean, there's so many other great forms of entertainment out there. Nora loves to read. She is actually reading while I'm recording this podcast right now. And when she is listening to this, she's probably going to be rolling her eyes at me for saying how much I hate reading. I'm on Team Bert here. I would much rather listen to something. I would much rather watch something. I mean, I would be scrolling Instagram over reading the Bible. I would choose TikTok over any book. There's no way that an audio and a visual form can actually... There's no way that just... let me rephrase this. There's no way a book can give you more satisfaction than something in audio and video form. No way. There's nothing more satisfying than watching a TV show and laughing your ass off, listening to a podcast and laughing your ass off. Books? Man, there's too much that has to be working inside of the brain for you to understand. And then it's like you have to jog all those things over to a different part of your brain to laugh after you just comprehended it. And maybe that's just because of the way my brain works. It doesn't work well. It doesn't work right. But there is no need to read a book. Most books now are available in audiobook. Nora did tell me, though, that she actually prefers reading celebrity books in audio form more than she does in book form because she likes to hear the celebrity do their audiobook, which makes sense. Totally does. I would listen to audiobooks. I would give that a shot before I would like an actual book reading habit. I'm telling you. Maybe because it's at a young age. You would read in school, and you would read stuff that you didn't like. And you always felt like reading was a damn chore because you had to do it. Now, I don't like reading books, but I'll read articles. A little short form. But in a long-term form, I don't want to sit down and read 200 pages. I don't. I know it sounds bad. Sounds like I'm uneducated because I don't want to pick up a book and read it. But I would rather watch it. I would rather listen to it. And you know, you probably would too. It's so much more entertaining because your brain is relaxed. I just feel like whenever you read, your brain cannot be in that state where it could be relaxed. Too much comprehension going on. Like I said, it could just be my brain because it's stupid. Stupid brain. Stupid brain. I don't know. Another thing people were hyped up for last week, the NFL draft. Do you get hyped up for that? Getting hyped up for drafts, to me, is the dumbest thing that you could possibly get hyped up for. People get hyped up for the NFL draft, the NBA draft. Not very many people get hyped up for the MLB draft or the NHL draft. But there are some people. But it just always amazes me that people can get so invested into some people that they think have potential to be really good in a professional setting. It's a gamble. Think of how many high draft picks are really successful, that live up to that full potential. Not very many. There's some people that are drafted within the first round that are out of the league in a couple of years. And it's like you spent your free time getting yourself hyped up on this rumored draft pick so that way you can convince yourself that your team was making the right move. I don't have time to get invested in that stuff. I was helping a customer last week, and he was getting notifications on his phone about the NFL draft going on. He was a big Browns fan. He was like, oh man, I can't believe who we just got. I'm like, dude, it's Friday of the draft. It's late Friday in the draft. Your team's not taking anyone that's going to be making a huge difference. Why are you getting so hyped up for it? He was like, hey, do you get into the draft? Like, no. I don't have time to invest in it. He's like, do you like sports? I'm like, yeah, I like sports, but I don't get to watch it and enjoy it as much as I used to. He's like, really? I was like, yeah, I'm just busier. I don't have as much time to sit down and watch sports all the time. And I'm not getting all nerdy about it anymore. Like, I will watch it, but I'm not going to read so many different articles to try and convince myself that my team is doing well or they're winning trades or, this top free agent is going to sign with my... I don't have time to invest, to get all my hopes up in something that really is not going to impact my life all that much. I love sports. I used to love them a lot more, but it's super hard to get invested into the all the pomp and circumstances around everything that is sports now. Just busy. Gotta live that life too. I'm not saying that it's wrong to live your life that way, but I don't know. I just feel like between work, life, doing stuff around the house, that there's not that much time to consume sports in so many different aspects. I had this conversation with someone not long ago. It's like when you're a kid, you don't have any other worries in the world. You could just watch sports. You can remember all these stupid, dumb sports facts all the time. Now I don't. I have time to do all that stuff. Like, I have time to sit down and watch the NFL on Sundays. And most of the time, one game on Sunday. When I was in college, when I was in high school, I used to watch games all day Saturday and all day Sunday. Now, if I don't get the Bears, I just watch Sunday Night Football. That's it. Well, that was a huge ranty thing about how I hate sports now. No, I don't hate sports. I still love it, okay? Speaking of loving things, you should be loving your mom. Your mom should be celebrated every day. But on Sunday, she should be celebrated even more because it is Mother's Day. That's right. Don't forget. You got to get your mama something. So for this week's top 3, we're going to do the top 3 Mother's Day gifts. If you don't get your mom these things, she's probably going to hate you. And she's going to probably wish that she said abort. Okay, maybe not that far, okay? I went too far on that one. But let's go over the top 3 things that you should get your mother for Mother's Day. Number 3, a manicure or pedicure. Ladies love that stuff. Why don't they want to be pampered? Have their nails looking all good. Being treated like the princess that she is, maybe the queen of the family she is. Your mother deserves that, okay? That would be a good route to go. Number 2, take your mom out for lunch, okay? That is the number 2 thing that you could get your mom for Mother's Day. She wants a Bloody Mary. She wants a mimosa. She wants to get nice and all sudsed up. Have a drink or two. Making her feel good on Mother's Day. And she wants to pig out too. She wants to get French toast. Some bacon. And don't forget another mimosa for Mom, okay? You're picking up the tab, yeah, but still, let Mom have whatever the hell she wants. She pushed you out of her vagina how many years ago? That was a lot of work. Man, just think about it. If you have an older mom and drugs weren't as available to them when they were pushing you out, woo! That'd be really tough. I'm number 5, so I don't know how tough it was for my mom at number 5, but whatever. I guess we shouldn't get too much into those details. All right, but the number 1 thing that you could get your mom for Mother's Day, as we finish up the top 3 things that you could get your mom for Mother's Day, the number 1 thing is to have her not do a damn fucking thing all damn day. Now, in this respect, this is what I mean. In this aspect, this is what I mean. She doesn't have to cook. She doesn't have to clean. She doesn't have to do anything. You do all that shit for her that day. Okay? You stop being lazy and you take care of it. Because mom is always doing those things. Okay? A day not to do those things is a holiday to her. So definitely, if that's your plan of attack, giving mom a day off, at least take her out for breakfast, or at least make her breakfast in bed, or take her out to brunch, okay? It's like the least that you could do. But if you do both of those things, man, your mom is going to love you. You actually might become the favorite child. Listen, I know you might have some stiff competition, but doing those things for your mama, going to get you the number one seed in her heart. Because parents always have favorites, okay? If your parents ever tell you that they don't have a favorite, they're a liar. They have a favorite. They always do. Don't believe a parent that says they don't have a favorite. Just remember all the lies that they used to tell you as a child. Yeah, mom and dad, yeah. All the lies that you told us. Anyway, that was a fun episode to record. I feel like I got a lot off my chest this episode. I'm comfortable as hell. Hell, I might fall asleep doing this right now. Doing this podcast. I might fall asleep here in my office. It was great. I'll talk to you on Wednesday here on another episode of The Luke Kelly Show.